It's so hot.
I just watched...
Oh.
Fuck off!
I thought that's what we were starting with.
No.
The weather,
No.
you know how
I know I asked you to play along.
It's so hot out, guys.
No, God. The day we start this podcast with talking about the weather is the day that we hang it up flat screen. It's over. We're not
Yeah.
we're like
That's fair.
No, I just watched a version of Hamlet that came out last year starring Riz Ahmed. I just finished it like an hour ago.
Oh.
Yeah. And I wanted to watch it's been on my list for a minute, and I wanted to watch it while I'm in my fun employment era, but then also because of this movie this week that we're talking about for the show, I was like, oh, this is like topical and like fits into, because he's kind of the second lead in Nightcrawler. And it's okay. It's not, the thing with Hamlet is it's really hard to adopt it to a modern era.
Yeah.
Like when you think of like Romeo and Juliet, or I don't know, something like Midsummer Night's Dream, or like any of the teen comedy, like As You Like It, like kind of things, like 10 Things I Hate About You, or, like the ones that kind of like take or She's the Man, where they take it and like modernize it or adapt it for the modern day. Mm-hmm. Those work. Hamlet has so many like things that are just like plot points and like story beats that are so fucking strange if you try to put them in a modern day context, that it always feels so forced and like awkward. So it sucks.
I mean, you can't just put on a play for like your mom and stepdad anymore. That's just, it fell out of fashion. Nobody does it, right?
That's true.
It's tough.
Tough. I'm thinking specifically of like the ending of Hamlet, where it's like this dramatic, like, faux combat that actually turns into combat with like poisonous, fencing lances or rapiers and like, cups of poison. It's really awkward to try and do that with like guns or like knives.
Yeah.
It sucks. I've never seen it done.
I think there's a way to do it, but I think you have to like make it like a schoolhouse drama essentially, and just like replace like the characters with like people who have been like the principal gets ousted, right, and then the vice principal is like talking to him for advice or whatnot, and like it's like you would have to adapt like a lot and like greatly remove their roles just because we don't have like the same sort of like social roles, and like it would be very ill-fitting to have that sort of like I feel like it would just be very ill-fitting to have a lot of I don't know what goes on in that movie. Yeah, like at least two. I feel like I've seen three. I've seen three modern day kind of like set Hamlets, and two of them take kind of like the approach of, well, King Hamlet was the CEO of a company. Yes, okay, that kind of makes sense, yeah.
But like it just becomes because then you're talking about Fortinbras being like, he's kind of coming in and doing like a hostile takeover thing, but that's kind of awkward because of, Hamlet so much is about like this dying institution of Denmark and like how it's ripe for being like overrun because of like all of the moral decays, but then these like companies like that interpretation never takes that.
Okay.
They never do anything.
I was gonna say like that's
like prime
merger material, right? Like we're being acquired like as a company, like that sort of thing, and then like people are like like they're pulling at their collars. They don't know if they're gonna have their position or whatnot. Yeah, and sort of.
Which again, that would be like a smart way of adapting it, but it feels like the thought of it ends at, okay, there's just another company that's trying to take over, or like the rival company, and it doesn't really it doesn't blend well enough. But the ending it's just, I don't think it's fucking possible to make it look any good. To make
a company
it seem
pizza party where everybody starts having like the shits, like they all get food poisoning, they all start having to run to the bathroom. That'd be great. At the end, there's no one left, and then for like the merger to take place, like the other company, like they walk in.
So it's just Fortinbras, who's the vegan who didn't eat any of the pizza, comes in.
He's like looking around.
Wait,
like,
should we write this?
I mean, I'm just saying, right? Like there's, I feel like there are distinct examples, and like you said, I think removing. I think playing around with the violence and like, how do you remove people from the scene without it being like actual violence? I think that's interesting and fun. Like, I feel like there's a lot of ways to play around with that sort of stuff,
Sure.
It's a shame. It's a shame that there hasn't been a good adaptation, though.
Yeah, it's crazy that like the best adaptation is probably the fucking Lion King, like just because of by default, like that's a place where you can kind of put that all of the themes of Hamlet in this like timeless environment. A minute ago you mentioned like putting on a play for your mom and your uncle, and in this movie I actually really liked it. They do a lot. It's like a chopped and screwed kind of Hamlet. They mess with the dialogue a lot. They merge Horatio and Ophelia, which was like I've never seen that happen.
Yeah.
But it was kind of interesting because like it makes it a little bit more like you have a stronger bond with Ophelia, which is cool. But it also does take away Hamlet's like ability to have somebody on the outside that can like a friend. They also merge Laertes with Guildenstern and Rosencrantz. Like they're completely out of the story. There's no Yorick scene. It's all very crazy. But one of the things they do is they actually take the marriage and they set it during the events of the story. So instead of it having just happened when the story starts, it's like the scene where Hamlet stages the play is the wedding. And so it's actually kind of cool. It's like he's organized like a dance troupe, and it's got this like Pakistani kind of like cultural milieu like going on. So like they have this like traditional dance, and they use that to tell the story of like Claudius murdering Hamlet. It's pretty cool. It was actually a pretty, it was shot like shit, but like the idea was really, really good. So I feel bad saying that, but it was like every scene in this movie was like handheld, shaky, kind of like real cam, and it just sucked. It was like it looked like a good looking like sets and lighting and stuff, but you couldn't tell. Everything just looked the fucking same because it was all shot the same exact like cinematography style, including these cool dance scenes that were like, well, I can't see what's going on really because you're not like,
it's like home
taking
video.
A second to breathe.
Like,
you're editing. Yeah. So. But it was interesting, it like I'm glad it exists. It's a weird interpretation. I think that's cool. But it did make me think like, man, there needs to be a good modern Hamlet. Like I don't think they ever did anything like a teen Hamlet, really. Like during the teen Shakespeare craze.
Which is crazy because I mean, I've definitely seen multiple adaptations of like Romeo and Juliet, right? Like that's the big one,
Sure. Right.
We should make a Hamlet. That'd be pretty sick. We could pull it off.
Yeah,
easy. Right? Like
yeah. You know who could do the most famous work in the English language of all time? You know who could pull that off?
A couple chuckle fucks. Come on.
Yeah.
We got our fingers on the pulse, Like we started the pod talking about how hot it was. The people love us. We give them topical conversation.
True. Yeah, we're so clever. We're so clever. It would be hard to do a teen Hamlet, just because it is such a violent play and, like all of the stuff that's going on is very political. Like you said, the vice president stuff, that's kind of funny and interesting. Yeah. Like, we gotta watch Cruel Intentions and Dangerous Liaisons sometime. Okay. It's Cruel Intentions. So, like, Dangerous Liaisons is like this book, or it might be like a... what is it called? Epistolary? I don't know how that word's pronounced. But where it's like it's letters. I think I might be wrong, but it's like this old French work of fiction from like the 1700s about like French decadence, right? It's like during the the time kind of preceding the revolution, and it's about like they be fucking. It's just basically like everybody's a degenerate who fucks, and it's a good movie from the 80s. It's one of my favorite movies, but they adapted it in a teen kind of like erotic thriller type thing where it's like a bunch of teens doing fucked up shit to each other, and like that's really just delicious trash. So you could get kind of edgy with it, but
the thing is, like, if you're adapting to teen drama, you really have like but you really have like two main, at least in my eyes, you have two main spots that you can like build drama, right? It's either like school, because that's like most of your life growing up, or like summer camp, right?
Or sports maybe is a third way. Yeah, but sports kind of plays into both of those.
Sports is tied into school, right? It's because sports is very like, you're representing your team, right? Which is like from your school essentially. So those kind of get like really tied up in each other. But it'd be cool to do like a sports team Hamlet, where like the the star team player, like the star player, like retires or something. Like, I don't know.
Sure.
Maybe not. Lane was not very convinced by that.
I'm just thinking of how it would work. Like, because again, at the end of the day, you all have to kill each other. And that's really hard to pull off in any context other than, the perfect one of we're having a sword fight. Like, you know what I mean? It's very difficult to be like, we're all killing each other.
Yeah, but you could do like
on
soccer. You could do like a soccer game where I feel like they maybe do this in Kicking and Screaming, the Adam Sandler soccer movie, where he starts telling the kids to just start kicking the other kids' fucking shins in or something. Huh?
Isn't Kicking and Screaming Will Ferrell? I think it's Will Ferrell.
Yeah,
I think so.
It's classic.
Not exactly a scholar of that, but yeah, right.
Yeah.
but
like like something where they're just like playing dirty, where it's like, all right, well.
Yeah.
Just take out as many of them as you can, and then they're just like kicking each other's like ankles and stuff. Like that sort of stuff would be fun. Which I feel like is really easy to do with soccer, like basketball. Sure. I don't know, kind of the same. Like there's a lot of like playing around with like they are physically injuring each other, and then at the end of it, like the resolution is like whatever governing body it like. In sports, like the refs are like whoever would be like, all right, like nobody wins, like we're not giving anyone the championship title. Like I don't know.
Not to invoke this like on the heels of the fucking UFC thing that just happened a few weeks ago in America, but like would MMA or some sort of, or like boxing, maybe that would be the way to like set it, because then you could like you're in close combat and that sport is a little bit more deadly normally, so like you have blood as a regular occurrence. You know what I mean?
But then the like killing each other is like, it's like, and then 24 guys just beat the absolute fuck out of each other. It's like, okay,
well, right. There's not that, like, it's like 5 people die. It's like everybody. Okay. We got everybody.
Yeah. We got everybody. Yeah.
But like, it is only like 5 people, right, that died at the end of Hamlet. It's most of the named cast, but that's true. Yeah, it feels like everyone. So it could be, but like getting the mom in there would be tough. Like, hey mom, jump in the ring.
I feel like, yeah.
I don't know. We can workshop it.
Yeah, I feel like if you pull change some of the characters enough, where like, but, and then at that point it's like, all right, well, how much are we doing? At that point it's like, what do you want to, like, pull away
Take
from?
out.
Like, do you want to pull away from the killing? Do you want to try to, like, make that like change that as much as you can? Do you want to like pull away from the characters? And it's it's fun to think about.
Because it really takes it depends on like what you think of when you think of Hamlet is like, and the ending is just about like the complete annihilation of this family and its dynasty, whatever that means. So as long as you achieve that, it's dark. It's like fucking Hereditary, It's like it's.
I would really like sports team and like the coach, right? And then like the coach like takes him on a trip or something, and then like brings his kid out into like out into the woods, and he like gives him the rundown. His kid runs back to the others, and like he's like, listen, I can't tell you like what's going on. We just have to win, all right? Like I don't know, like that. I don't know.
Well, because
it is kind of
because Hamlet would have to fight the new coach. That's the thing. It would be him versus the new coach, and then he'd get into the rivalry with Laertes, who's like, the running back to his quarterback or whatever. Sports, but like, so it would be one team. The other team would be Fortinbras. They'd just be watching from the sidelines, being like, "Yeah, everybody kill each other. That's great."
I think a lot of it comes down to like how many matches essentially, because like it seems like you can only really build up to like the one match. It's like, oh, okay, so like you have like a week before like the championship match or something, or even just like I don't, it's tough especially to fit in. It hits so many like plot beats. It is, very layered piece of fiction, which is difficult to adapt for sure.
But we could do it. We could crack
pretty
this
easily, right? Like,
let's just spend the rest of the podcast talking about this and not Nightcrawler. No.
Do you want to do that?
No, because the name of the episode is Nightcrawler, and this is We Want to Watch. I'm Lane. I'm here with my co-host Ricky. This is a podcast about movies that we want to watch. And this week was a Rick's pick. It was Nightcrawler from 2014, directed by Dan Gilroy. I've realized watching this movie, because you talked about this last week. You were like, oh, I sent a GIF of Jake Gyllenhaal, or maybe your friend sent a GIF to you of Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah, you
and
did,
I was like, I wonder which one it was, and I realized after watching this movie, I think I know, because I was
which one
like,
do you think it was?
Oh, you know what? No, it's not, because you mentioned it was something about him jumping on and off a train or something, or like stepping onto a vehicle. That I don't know, but there is a two very famous GIFs in this movie, which is one, him attacking the mirror, and two, him doing the point over the shoulder, like laughing, and he looks all fucking freaky at the end.
Yeah.
I forgot that was from this movie, so, but which one are you talking about? I'm looking it up.
It's neither of those two. It's, he has a camera, and he like walks right next to, let me find it, so I can not, like, lead you wrong.
Watch, it's from a completely different movie.
It's not.
It'd be really funny if it was, though.
No, because he's like holding the camera too. I distinctly remember that.
Every time I search GIF, I just get Gyllenhaal yelling. Like it's just...
Gyllenhaal yelling?
Gryffindor?
Oh, you know what? I'm just thinking of
I don't think it's from this movie.
I'm thinking of the entirely wrong GIF. No, this is... He sent me one from like the very beginning when he's like begging the guy for a job after he's like selling him stolen metal, and it's him like pointing and like smiling and then walking away.
Yeah, like... the end. Yeah. Cool. Well, what'd you think of this movie? I called my shot last week saying, "Oh, Ricky's gonna really like this movie," but then I rewatched it. I don't know. I'm not so sure anymore. So, how do you feel about this?
So we watched. So I watched just a couple of days ago, and it sort of like simmered for a bit. And I came off of it a lot cooler than I wanted to. And a lot of that comes from... I think it's the Safdies who we've seen a few movies from, who have that sort of like... interesting. Fevered pace. Am I...
No, we haven't seen any Safdie movies, I don't believe. I mean, you might have seen some Safdie movies.
Yeah, with Uncut Gems.
It's very funny you bring them up, though.
Oh, and like Marty Supreme. Yeah.
Have you... Wait, did you see Marty Supreme?
I didn't see Marty Supreme, but I've heard that I would like it a lot because it's very similar to Uncut Gems. There was another movie that I feel like you recommended to me based off of Uncut Gems that had like a very similar, like, it draws you into it.
Maybe If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You?
I don't know if it was a Safdie in particular, but it was I don't know. It was another movie that I know I did watch and enjoy. I feel like this movie does a lot of very interesting things. And it has like a lot of like super interesting stuff to say. And I feel like it lands a lot of that. I really, really, really had it, like, I knew it was going to happen by like the last 20 minutes or so. I was like, oh, I know how this is gonna play out. It's where, like, when they're driving around, it's just Lou and Rick in the car, and like they're talking about like Rick's salary and shit, and I'm like, oh, okay, well, I know exactly what's going to happen here. This sucks. And then, like, you gotta finish it, right? So then you just, like, in the last 20 minutes of the movie, you're just like, yeah, this fucking sucks. Yep, okay. And I was really hoping that Lou was going to be, like, taught a lesson, quote unquote, because I mean, at least, like, Uncut Gems sort of has, like, it ties you up in its fever pace, and then, like, like, this guy who you've known has been, like, in over his head the entire fucking movie eventually gets his head blown off. And it's like, oh, fuck, like, yeah, you kind of know it's coming, but, like, it's still like, fuck, man, God, it hits.
Well, and you're way more, like, intimately familiar with that character by that point, too. Whereas with Lou and Rick, like, neither of these guys do you really get a great psychological or like character portrait of either of them. Like Lou is not, he's like fun to watch, but he's not really like interesting, if that makes sense. Like at no point in this movie, like I had seen this before but kind of forgot most of the beats of it except for the very end, really. And at no point was I like, oh, I wonder what he's gonna do next. Like you kind of said, like, oh, I see exactly where this is going because it's the same character at the beginning and end of the movie, which is fine. It doesn't have to have an arc, but there's nothing like you know from minute one who this guy is, you know, almost like opening with the like scene where he jumps the guy for his watch and the manhole cover, like, is almost like it shouldn't be there because it sets the precedent of like, oh, this guy's going to be violent and isn't afraid to be violent. And so like, you're just waiting for it to happen again.
Right.
You know?
No, for sure. And I think it would have been
Yeah.
a lot more interesting without that. Even just having him like fencing stolen goods. That's
Sure,
fine.
yeah.
It's like, okay.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
yeah.
But the violence is, yeah.
The violence is, I don't know. So, once we first see him stage the scene, right? That's the first time where I was like, oh, okay, well, he is going to commit a crime in order to
Sure.
run a better story, right? I do think that they went to like a more interesting spot than having him directly commit like a homicide or something and then like record that.
Sure.
Right? I think it's a little bit more interesting. Like, oh, okay, like they manages to get to a house first, before the cops. He withholds relevant information and then like tracks the guys down in order to get a real juicy story, right? Sure, that's cool. That's interesting. I think it's definitely an interesting premise. The action scenes play out really well, but it past a certain point, it is kind of, it's not even derivative. Like I don't think I've seen something like this before, but it
yes,
like you said,
have.
It doesn't feel shocking. Like yes, I have, but like
you've seen three movies came to mind during the watch of this movie, and two of which where I was like, oh, this movie's just doing what these other two movies did way better. And another movie that I was like, oh, this is like the same like themes derogatory that movie. So you haven't seen Network, right? Does that movie mean anything to you? That's a movie from the 70s about like a television network that's basically engaging in like shitty yellow journalism type stuff, like sensationalist. It's a satire. It's really good. We should watch it sometime. That would be a great one for the show. You would like that movie. Taxi Driver is the other one I think this movie draws a natural comparison to, and you'd be stupid to compare it. Like I think that like this movie's trying to do a Taxi Driver thing, but it fails because Taxi Driver is not really a satire. This movie wants to be satirical and a character study, but it ends up being neither. Whereas Taxi Driver is very much a character study. You're like fully like with that guy, you understand everything about his motivations. This is like, it keeps it at arm's length, Lou, as a character, because it wants to do the satirical, like, half, like, satirizing the gig economy and capitalism, and half, like, this weird news thing. And so it just ends up feeling like nothing. It's just like, the secret third thing is nothing. So it sucked.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Lou's, like, I feel like he has, like, distinct characterization, right? I feel like part of that is kind of interesting. I wish they maybe pushed more into like this idea of him being like a digital voyeur in many ways. Like downloading like all of Nina's like past broadcasts and stuff, and then like cataloging all of the times that his broadcasts get aired, right? Like it's there's like a very particular brand of like narcissism mixed with like admiration and like this growing obsession with like becoming better with things. The problem is that like we're dropped into this guy's story where he's 30-something, mid-30s, right? And it feels like he's crawled out from under a fucking rock and has done
he has
nothing
no background. He's got nothing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And it's like, okay, it doesn't even seem like he has like a hobby before. Like it literally feels like completely blank
his hobby is like reading LinkedIn posts. Like that seems to have been his hobby. Like he speaks on LinkedIn.
I guess. Yeah, he does kind of.
Which is funny.
Like, yeah.
But it gets tiring. Because you're not given any background. Like, the only, like, true moment of, like, letting the mask fall with that character is when he says to Rick, before he sends him out of the car, he's like, maybe it's not that I don't understand people, it's that I understand them and I don't like them. Or he says something like that.
Yeah.
Which is, like, so edgy. Like, it's so edgy. But it's also just, like, that's not enough to build, like, I don't find that interesting at all. So it's like, well, I don't care about this guy. I don't care to learn more. Like, whatever,
I mean, I think he lets the mask down. I think his most interesting scenes are how jovial he is when he's like bringing
watching
these clips.
Yeah.
He's bouncing off the walls, like he's gonna break a leg when he's walking through the fucking news. Like
he's doing the Vince McMahon like walk.
Yeah. And like it's crazy the way he waltzes in there, and it especially like it's. Like, you get kind of sick to your stomach, like, seeing him, and he's, like, greeting everyone by name, like, right after recording, like, the brutal, like, murder that he just walked in on of 3 people. Yeah. It's like, bro, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I mean, and like his and Nina's relationship and the way that develops is like also kind of interesting, but it's soiled by the fact that like they're like back and forth at the restaurant, right? Where it's like, I think she plays that like well. I think the actress plays it well, and I do think that there's like a like, at least to begin the night, there's like, at least in my mind, it's like, oh, okay, like, yeah, she is here, like, she's a little bit interested, right? And then he starts going off the fucking rails, and she's like, okay, what the fuck are you talking about? But she doesn't commit to the, like, hey, like, shut the fuck up. He's like, actually, like, you know, I just read online that, like, these are the ratings.
Sweeps Week is coming up, and right.
And also, you were the one who told me that, like, we like to see, like, white people gunned down in their homes. And it's like, all right, what the fuck is going on here? And it's like, and he just so happens to get the big, I don't know.
Well, it sucks too, because it could be, you know, it's this, like, sickening reveal of the way that he's manipulating her, and he's got her cornered, and then of course they have to like twist the knife and where he's like blowing up at her after that scene where he's like demanding, and I'm gonna name whatever price I want, and I'm gonna be on a retainer, and I want you to credit me this way. And then
gross.
When we're in our apartment at night and we're alone, I want you to do the things I tell you. And it's like, okay, we get it. Like, we understand, you know, we didn't need that. It's like, you know, what's really fucking weird, that Rene Russo, who plays Nina, is married to the guy who wrote and directed this movie. I didn't know that going in. And then, because I realized while we were watching this that Dan Gilroy, the director and writer of this movie, is the brother of Tony Gilroy, who wrote, or who, you know, made a little movie that you might have heard of called Michael Clayton. And I was like, and looking into it, and I also learned, this is a complete sidebar, but much more deserving. Like, for the last, like, 6 months, everyone I have talked to has been talking about fucking Andor, how good that TV show is. Like, even though it ended a while ago. Like, people just, like, fucking, like August, shout out August, was talking about it at one point to me, and, like, Tony Gilroy wrote Andor. I was like, do I have to watch this TV show? Like, what the fuck?
I did see that when looking up stuff about this,
So, Andor is secretly about Michael Clayton.
Wasn't Dan Gilroy also on that?
Yeah, maybe he might have been.
Yeah, he wrote 6 episodes over 2 of the seasons. Because I remember like reading on Dan Gilroy's thing. That's so funny, dude. Yeah. The bros, you know, they stick it out together.
I guess so. Yeah, Tony Gilroy's the creator, I guess, of Andor, but in like show.
I've also heard good things about it, especially as like a, I don't know, sort of
political thing.
Yeah, liberal critique, especially like pretty early. Just, I don't know. It's interesting.
Yeah. Cool. I don't know. It's TV, so I'm like, I don't know about that, but maybe someday. But when I get through my 900 movie watch list, I'll watch. But it's weird to write your wife into the. I think she does it like. I think the actress does a good job. I like Rene Russo, but like she is given such like poor, obvious dialogue. Like, she becomes a caricature, and not in like a funny way.
Yeah.
Like, this movie stops being funny at a certain point. Like, at first it is kind of funny when like she's like talking about like, we care about crime creeping into the suburbs, you know, done by the underprivileged, and it's like so on the nose. And then it never goes anywhere more funny or like nuanced than that. It's just driving the same joke home over and over, and her dialogue becomes so overt, especially toward the end. It's just like, why not write a better role for your wife? Like, do you like her?
yeah. There is that like first half hour, especially where he's like getting into the business and like learning the ropes, where it's super, super interesting. And then like even like cutting the brake lines or like the steering control or whatever of like his competitors. That's cool. That's cool. I mean, it's cool. It's cool. All right, thank you. That's cool. It's cool. Fuck. Yeah.
It's an interesting, like, because like you said, the escalation could just be, oh, this guy just becomes a criminal who's just like filming his crimes after the fact. But instead, there's like all these other like kind of, he's like lower level than that. Maybe he gets there one day, but you know,
the way it's framed too, when he's filming and Rick goes, "Oh, come on, man, that's one of us."
They're one of us. Yeah, not anymore. Yeah.
And like you see the guy like on the gurney, and he recognizes Rick, and especially like, or he recognizes Lou. Sorry,
the guy.
Yeah. Who?
That's fucking Bill Paxton. Put some respect on Bill Paxton's name. We're gonna talk about him in this movie.
Okay.
But I'm smoking a
Anyway.
Paxton or two a day. Like,
Yeah. You're off the
yeah.
Paxton packs. That's crazy.
Yeah.
No,
but no, it is chilling. Like the way that
Yeah.
that scene goes down it is effective.
It also sets us up for the last scene. Like, I was really expecting to see the same sort of, like, angle played, and especially that, like, the low angle looking up at Lou where he's, like a vulture almost,
Yeah.
And we don't get that, like, we don't get I kind of just wanted to see the exact same framing again.
Yeah.
For, like, Lou walking into scene,
Yeah, but it sucks because, like, not only, like, the ending of this movie is such a whiff. It's so like that scene in particular, because it's like, okay, you can put two and two together that he set the guy up, right, to be shot.
Yeah.
And then, he's like circling him, doing the same thing, shooting this coverage. And then for him to like, they have this like dialogue exchange that explains exactly what just happened in case you were too fucking stupid to realize what just happened. It's like, we didn't need all that. Why is this movie 2 hours long? Like, we don't, you know what I mean? Like, it's, we could cut that shit out. We get it. It would be more effective to just show the same angle and, they look at each other. Maybe Riz Ahmed says a couple weird, or a couple things, but overall, let's move on, Instead, we gotta over-explain. Yeah.
Yeah, and then like it's also like the going to police and like he gets away with it. He gets away with again, like not showing them all of the video data, woohoo, and he gets out and now he has 3 more employees because he's
convincing or charming, fake charming.
Yeah. Sorry, Keith, it's freaking out.
You're good.
But yeah, now he's super well funded by like the news station or whatever because they made it through squeeze week or whatever. It's like, all right, cool, sweep week. It's like
squeeze week.
Great. Like, I don't know.
I agree with you. One thing that this movie does, like, I think, I don't necessarily the picking apart, like, well, the police would obviously know that this guy was more involved, and also the news station would not accept this footage. Like, they just wouldn't do that. Like, even setting that stuff aside, it is like, I don't know, the end where the cop is like interrogating him and the way that that's like framed. I don't know. It's unsatisfying because I'm not like, oh, wow, I can't believe he's getting away with it. I'm kind of like, my disbelief cannot be suspended any further. Like, this is so,
right.
It's incredulous, or requires too much.
Like, it's literally just a scene to say, hey, by the way, in case this scene at the end where he's out doesn't convince you, like, the cops tried. They got nothing on him. It's like, no, I fucking get that, man. Like if I see him out in the wild still, I'm gonna assume that he's not, in jail. Like, I don't.
This is even more nitpicky of me, but this movie also does something with that I find really distasteful. Which is something you see for like the last like maybe 25 or so years of movies, 30 years, which is like, okay, we're not gonna have any people of color in this movie except and especially black characters, except for like the judge or the sheriff or the cop. I hate that. Every time you see it with so many movies where they're like,
scold in some way, right?
Yes.
Where it's like,
that too. Or like, we're going to counteract the fact that there are no movie stars of color or like no black movie stars in this movie, except we're gonna make them the authority figure, so they're still important. Right. So it's not a token. Like, it's tough.
But whenever it's a person in like a position of power, the protagonist is like against them in some way. Like, it's never
there's like an antagonistic or adversarial. So I just, every time there's a lot of movies from a lot of like courtroom dramas from the 90s or like political movies from like the 90s and 2000s that will do that, where it'll be like the West Wing type like cast where it's just like dozens of white people all down the call sheet, and then you get to the judge and the judge is played by a black woman, and you're like, okay, that's fine, I'm glad that she got this work, but also maybe she could have been like the second lead, man? Like this isn't
it's especially egregious when there's just like, if it's like something like that and it's like, oh, so you have 20 congressmen and they're all men and they're all white men. It's like, okay, like I mean, even our actual Congress is just like slightly more diverse than that. Like,
a little better,
not by much, but like a little bit. It's like, all right, like you could, take a page out of their book.
Well, and especially this is supposed to be in L.A. Like this is set in L.A., which we have to talk about the Grand Theft Auto-ification of movies in this movie because This movie is GTA 5. Like, especially the first, like, hour where they're getting, like, doing the car stuff a lot. Like, it's so Grand Theft Auto 5 specifically. Yeah. It's crazy. Did you play that game? Did you, like, have a...
Not a ton, not really, no.
Yeah.
I never
I just heard that they
well,
came out with 6.
Yeah, they're coming out with sometimes or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw people looking at it. Yeah, the $90 version has every quest. The $70 version does not.
Sure.
The one thing that they hid behind the $20, which is insane, was like custom
it's like
car
some
sprites
stores,
or something.
Right? Yeah.
Well, it was like all custom. Like you can only get like a stock car. Like you can't change like the colors or like
really?
anything on it. Yeah, and it seems like it's such like a basic feature. It's like, what the fuck? And it's because it's over $20. It's like the last $20. It's like, bro, that's a real scumbag marketing maneuver there. You know, it's like
crazy.
Yeah.
But I like get it because games should not be the same that they cost 20 years ago. Like at this point, like that makes sense to me. But the like $20 extra paywall is just make the game $100. People would pay for it for $100. Like you know, just like and include it all. It's fine. You know,
like
but
I mean, even if you have like a budget option, right? It's like
sure.
Who is that supposed to appeal to, right?
Right.
Like I guarantee people who like would need to buy the budget option, they're just going to spend the extra $20. Like
right.
Anybody who's buying GTA is not that hard. Well, you know, I hate to say it, but like if
and
you are
like,
that hard up, the $20
like
is the yes or no. Like you shouldn't be buying the game, right?
Right.
Like,
right. If you can spend the $60 or the $70, you can probably spend the $90. Like it's not
right.
Yeah.
Not to say that that people like, you know, poor people should not afford video games, but maybe not AAA titles like on release day, right? Yeah. Like there are other games more affordable, you know.
Literally more games than you could ever play out there.
Ever, ever. Many of them
for free, even a lot. It is crazy that I remember because when Mario Kart World came out and that was priced at either 70 or 80, I can't remember, and people were like acting like it was the end of the fucking world. It's like, guys, they have been the same. Like when I was at GameStop, games had already been $60 as the standard for at least 5 years, and that was in 2013. So it's like games cannot be $60 forever. Like that is a nutso, especially because they are getting bigger and bigger. These AAA titles, it's normal. Gamers are fucking freaks. If we had just ratcheted up the price by $5 every few years, like a normal consumer good, it would not feel like sticker shock to suddenly pay $90 for a game. Whatever.
I think it's also like we said, like there are free games, and it's like one of the only markets where like it's so oversaturated. There's free shit, and there's so much fucking cheap shit out there too, and like a lot of them are really fucking good. Like there's a lot of like free and cheap gems out there.
You can get
you know?
great games that are 5 years old for like, you know, $30 or $10 that are like amazing, or even cheaper. You know,
But it's a social thing about getting things on release, right? And being able to talk about it with friends and like like the new latest thing.
Yeah.
And the bigger the title, right, even though they are more expensive, more people are buying them, you know? Like, everybody knows about it. It's easy to talk. It's not me, like, you know, fucking sitting around at your party going, you ever play this card game online that I like to play? It's like, no.
Balatro?
No, it's like, you ever play Madden? And, like, it's like, if you talk to the right crowd, you're getting, you know...
if you talk to... everyone has played Madden at least once. Like, either Madden or FIFA. Like, they've all, like, you know what I mean? Like 90% of people who play video games have at least played a sports game once. If they're not, you know, so you can at least, like, there's commonality there. So, that FIFA, man, like... Those guys kept the fucking GameStop open. They kept GameStop open. I sold so many copies of that game every time they came out with a new one.
I have some friends where, like, I've never played any of them, but I have some friends who are big into, like, FIFA or like Madden, and even the NHL games. Like, every year they get in the new NHL, and I'm like, all right, what really changed? And they're like, well, there's like 6 new guys on the roster. They changed the stats, and I'm like, all right, like
they do cool stuff. Sometimes, you know, they'll have like a story
they do
mode,
mix it up sometimes.
And the graphics are
I've seen it.
Pretty nuts. They're cool.
They get up there.
I don't give a fuck about. But like I played the Madden games a couple times and was like just at like in-store demos when I worked there and being like, damn, that's like a person. They got the whole guy in there. How'd they do that?
I will say, anytime I've like considered making like like what goes into making a game and like RPGs and stuff like that. I'm like, man, it'd be really
Sure.
cool to have this for sports. And I always eventually I just come down to
Just realize
Madden.
that's a sports
I want
game.
to remake
Yeah.
Madden.
Yeah.
like I just want to play Madden right now. And I'm like, wait a second, I've never played this game before. I'm like, I want to be able to create a character and like I run through like a career with him where I get to run different plays and like he learns things. And I'm like, it's Madden. Like my brain is just like screaming at me. I'm like, okay.
Every like 4 to 6 months, I'm kind of like, should I get into a sport? Like, should I like just like get swept up in it? Like there isn't a sports team that I have a particular affinity with. If I did choose one, it would not be the Eagles, so don't even say it. But like, I just like
Go Bird.
it just seems fun, you know. It's like I like the drama and like being invested in something, but I feel like it's almost like too hard to keep up on and like break into in a way. I don't know. But the narratives, like I like
the narratives. Yes.
Yeah.
So I was talking to some of my friends about this, and like I do this like every basketball season, right? Because they were big into it this year. But it is the stories. It's just like, because there's like certain RPGs and stuff that I play where I'm like, oh, like I just like love like having like the lineages and like I'm like, oh, like it's cool to like be like, oh, like you know, like I know like I can trace back this person and their background and lore and stuff. And it's like, and my friends will be like, now. Imagine this. Imagine 40 years ago, right? Your team was betrayed by the enemies, right? I'm like, you guys could just explain it to me as like a basketball game. It doesn't have to. You don't have to glorify it for me.
You have to make it. You don't have to make it into D&D for me.
Yeah.
And it is
enemy
fun that
kingdom attacked, and like we lost the battle there, and now we're battling in our home turf to win after best of 5 battles. And I'm like, no, I get it from
they
like
kind of got me.
That's fine.
They kind of got me because it's like that shit really did happen. You know, that ain't even just like a story. Like that, they really did do that. You know.
Yeah. No,
but then I think about Penn State, and I'm like, never mind. I don't want to be part of it. You know, it sucks.
I will say, like learning about like Jalen Brunson and his history, super cool and interesting. And then the night he wins, his dad is on live television going, all right, but he wasn't the best Nick of all time. The best Knicks player of all time. He's naming a dude from like 30 years ago who was not even the best of all time at the time. And like hearing my friends get like super heated about it, and like they start like talking about this shit, and they're like, that guy could have never brought the Knicks to victory. Like Jalen Brunson, 48 points Jalen Brunson scored tonight. They're like freaking the fuck out. I'm like, all right, I mean,
sometimes,
true. Like,
sometimes when people talk about sports and like they can name I almost said the characters.
Yeah, the characters,
the players. Yeah, they can name the players across like 40 teams or however many fucking teams there are for like some of these
across
leagues
decades.
And, like, across decades. I'm like, and they remember specific games, and I'm like,
yes.
But I'm the freak because I can name 20 people deep in the roster of Titanic. Like, is it me? Am I the crazy one for this?
No,
like Titanic is one movie. You're talking about a game with hundreds of in a season.
It's just different interests, right? Because like you do the same thing with like if there was a like the cinephile game with the card. Actually, you know what? Yeah. It is. They just have baseball cards and basketball cards. There are just commemorative cards for that. Never mind.
Wait, but people aren't playing like a trading card game or like a deck builder game with MLB cards, are they? Like people just collect those.
They just collect.
There's
those.
No game.
Yeah. There's no.
But you could make a game out of it. That could be really
fun. The
collecting,
I think, is
let's do the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon with like 2 MLB players. Like, is kind of funny.
I think there. I mean, I know there are people that could do that. Like, I could force my friends to do that 100%. Yeah. And like, I feel like they could do it. Like, you'd have to make it a lot more difficult. You have to be like 2 or 3 because they'd be able to be like, oh, okay, well, this guy played with this guy. And he was on this team, who played with, and that team was like actually was renamed by this team, and its owner used to be this guy, and like it's like, oh, okay, so really you got it in like one.
One.
Yeah. I don't know.
Well,
it is cool.
One more sidebar while we're on the topic of other shit besides this movie is did you ever play Disco Elysium?
Not
Speaking
yet.
Of RPGs.
No, one of my friends recently recommended it to me pretty highly, but I wanted to get done Persona, and then Persona started boring me, and I just haven't really had the will to finish it. And the Final Fantasies games are like all on sale huge sale right now.
Oh,
for
shit.
Final Fantasy games, and I'm like, kind of want to pick those up. I don't know. I will get to Disco Elysium eventually. Why?
You might like it. I don't know. But I've had it recommended to me heavily by like 5 different fucking dudes in my life who've been like, you gotta play Disco Elysium, you'll love it, it's so fucking cool, it's got such great politics and stuff. And so I've been hyping it. Like, I bought it on sale for the Switch, I don't know, like 3 months ago, and I was like, I'm gonna play this, like, I'm gonna crack into it, I'm in my fun employment era, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
And so I start playing it. That game gave me a motherfucking headache. I could not. There was so much reading to do in this game.
Yeah.
I'm no slouch. I can intellectualize with the best of them. This game had just like encyclopedias
Walls
of
of
text.
Yeah.
It was crazy. And I played Dragon Age Inquisition, all right? Like, I know a codex.
I knew you were going to mention it. I knew it. I was literally like, I've been waiting for you to say Dragon's Age. Anyway.
But just, it was just, it was like impenetrable to me. I played it for like 3 hours and I was like, I have to tap out. I literally cannot ingest another word, another syllable.
I've seen a lot of screenshots of it online, and like every one of those, it seems more like text-based adventure than like anything else.
It kind of is. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, that's like
just give me a text-based game.
Yeah, just
like,
give me a text-based game at a certain point.
Like,
it's
the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy games.
Yeah. It's interesting. I do think like it's got some like kind of interesting politics. Some of it is also like the politics are baked in such a way where like if you take on certain, like if you make certain choices and you have certain like I guess like leanings behind it, like you're punished for your actions directly. So it feels, but like there's
cool.
also. It is cool, yeah, but there's also it's like a gameplay mechanic feature. So like there's also just like very punishing gameplay mechanics outside of that. So it's like getting back into it when you go back down like the dialogue trees. It's like you have to sort of like slog through it again, and you're doing a lot of the same. And it's like that's where I'm like, you're really kind of like I don't know. Like I love Baldur's Gate. Don't get me wrong. And like that's a game that's also. Yeah, there's a lot of talking, especially if you like really want to watch every cutscene. Like, there's a lot. They filmed a lot. There's a lot of stuff in there. But it's like I don't know. It gets to a point, where like, especially like if you've done multiple playthroughs, like skip.
Yeah. I don't know. I will be chasing Inquisition for the rest of my life. Like, I picked up Dragon Age Origins and Dragon Age 2, which I had never played before. I picked those up on sale a few months ago, or maybe a year ago. And I started playing Origins for the first time this week too, because I was like, Disco Elysium gives me a headache. I'm not going to play this game. I'll watch a playthrough maybe sometime or something. But Origins is much more just like, you get right into it, but the gameplay is not for me. Like, I don't love the way it, like, because it's so tactics based. I'm playing it on easy because that's not why I'm not playing the game for the tactics or the, but Inquisition had such a nice blend of like lore versus fun kind of action gameplay versus like collectibles and like smithing or whatever, crafting stuff. So it was like a well-rounded game, and I feel like I'm never going to get that again. Baldur's Gate just seems, I don't know, way too RPG focused, whereas Dragon Age is not necessarily as like, it's more well-rounded. So I don't know. Would love to know.
Baldur's Gate, I love the game, don't get me wrong. But like I've got like 3 problems with it, which I don't have to litigate here, but
well, we can put the 4th one in, which is
the 4th one is Astarion is little fucking twink on the package who you hate seeing.
No, the 5th one. Well, yes, but the 5th one then. That's the 5th one. The 4th one is that I couldn't make the character look like me. Like in the character creator, I was like, this doesn't. I can't even make this look anything like me at all. So why am I going to play this game?
You couldn't even get close. I feel like
I couldn't even get close.
I feel like there's some good human options. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I also want to play a dwarf. If I can't play as a dwarf, I don't want.
Oh, I think there's dwarves.
Ricky's like, well, I couldn't make the dwarf version of me in that.
Oh, that's fair. Okay, gotcha. Satisfied. Yeah.
The facial like sliders were not. They were not effective.
They weren't giving it. So I do have mods downloaded for that.
That's what everyone says. They're like, "Oh, get the mods!" I don't want the fucking mods. I returned the game anyway.
That's fair. I mean, I don't know. I've done that now just because the game stopped like updating. And then like whenever I play online, like Zack and Tori have like a set number of mods that they use, and Tori uses a lot of like the accessory aesthetic mods. Some of them are really nice. Some of them are really great.
Sure.
And then some of them are like, I just don't really care that much, right?
Yeah. Right.
But some of like the armor sets and stuff, because you can have like a like aesthetic armor.
Sure.
Versus like
It's
what you're
different than,
actually
like, the
wearing.
practical.
Yeah. So you can be like wearing like, you know, you can be like all dressed to the nines
nice
while you're like
fit.
fighting demons and stuff. Which
Yeah.
I love doing that. And I love that in like the normal game, like finding like your fit pieces and being like, ooh, like that's kind of clean. And like, I don't know.
Yeah, how do I
That
buff
shit's
this
sick
so
to me.
I can look good while I have high defense?
Yeah.
I get that. I don't know, man. I need a new game. They're fucking me by not putting out Mario this year. They're like
Real.
the only thing, like, yeah. They got Zelda Ocarina of Time remake, but it's not the same.
I feel
We
that.
need Mario Universe. Anyway, Nightcrawler from 2014. So Grand Theft Auto 5. The third movie I thought of while watching this was Seven, and I was like, this is the spiritual sequel to Seven.
I was getting some of that, and I didn't know if that was just because I saw Seven so recently, but it has that like
I hate the city. The city's evil.
Yeah, but it's also like the writing style, like where the like especially we're talking about with like him talking to Nina the one time where he's like, and you're going to do this and this, and like here are all of my demands, and like I am perfectly in control. It's very like
John
well, yes,
Doe.
officer, don't you know like everyone has their sins, like. You're never supposed to eat food, and also, like, you shouldn't be, like, looking at anyone. It's like, oh, okay, right. Like, it's...
John Doe's just chilling on, like, a pro-Anna Twitter account.
Dude,
actually, eating is sinful.
Actually, anyone outside of 5 years of my age range, don't interact, thanks. I will attack you. I will lock you in your home.
More like 2 years. Yeah, I will kill 85 of your dogs.
I will kill an incalculable number of your dogs based on X times 5, where X is the number of times this bit has been done.
Sinners DNI. But no, like just even
Sinners DNI is kind of crazy, actually.
It's really funny. I'm gonna put that in my Letterboxd profile right now. But no, I kind of derisively called it LinkedIn speak earlier, but it's a funny bit until again it's done for the 15th time in the movie, and you're like, okay, yeah, I get it. This guy hasn't ever actually interacted with anyone. He's just online. Like it's just about how the guy's fucking online.
But it's also. I feel like I was talking with you about this, the whole, like, Dennis Reynolds manic energy thing, and how, like, at a certain point, it's like, if you say, like, really, like, insane off-the-wall shit like that, and you don't have, like, a certain, like, energy or charisma about you, it is just patently unhinged. And, like, he doesn't really have that energy. He's, like, it's, like, right on the cusp for me, you know? And I'm like, oh, like, he doesn't embody anything well. Maybe
they
this
make
is going
him
to
look
sound
like
dumb.
he woke up dead. So, like, it's hard to, like, Jake Gyllenhaal's not a bad-looking guy, but, like, they do make him look...
He looks like freaky a fucking, in this movie.
Yeah, urchin. Yeah. And so, the like, what would be charming coming out of, Jake Gyllenhaal, like, rom-com guy versus, like, this is, like, two totally different kinds of guys. Yeah. So, yeah.
Can I say that talking about it and thinking about it more now, this movie... And specifically Jake Gyllenhaal's performance reminds me a bit of Joker, of whatchamacallit, Joaquin Phoenix's Joker.
Yeah,
like,
no, which is basically mimicking Taxi Driver. That whole thing is
yeah. I mean that,
almost a one for one,
and that's a very that is a big one for one.
Yeah.
I feel like it's it's at least more interesting in this movie versus like Joker, but like they also
Joker's
don't full
like
commit.
More about
they
like,
don't commit.
Isn't this guy fucking pathetic? And also, you want to talk about eating disorder, like propaganda? That's what Joker is. Joker is fucking like the way that they. Never mind. I'm not going to get into this. But yes, I totally see what you're talking about. Especially even like the slicked back hair. I say is like, let my hair down and start slicking it back. But like the way they have him styled, it's all part of like the same like 20 teens type of guy, I think is like, this dude became
like
an archetype,
gaunt,
like this,
like sallow
yeah.
skin,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
fresh out of the fucking coffin. Like, okay, cool.
Yeah. Something you mentioned earlier, comparing this to Safdie movies. I know you name dropped Marty Supreme. That was, I spent the first like 25 minutes of this movie with Christopher talking about like who is doing, like, we watched a movie recently who's with an actor doing like this bit, like this shtick of like the delivery that's like, I'm talking like this, and I'm actually going to spout some facts, and I'm going to say that 95% of people say blah blah blah, like that thing, and it's Marty Supreme. It's Timmy Chalamet's doing.
That's so funny.
He doesn't play like a skeevy, violent, like whatever, like sociopathic freak. He's a totally more interesting character in that movie.
Yeah.
But it is funny that you kind of compared them. Marty Supreme, much better of a movie. Than this one.
Yeah, that movie looks really fun.
Yeah.
I was kind of on board with this movie for like most of it, and I really like the way they escalated, even up to like the home invasion, and even knowing what's going to happen at the end, right? Like like him like calling in. I'm like, oh, but that's cool, interesting, and compelling. But like, it's just that he faces no comeuppance at all, right? And it's like, I feel like I kept expecting like that other shoe to drop, and like we talked about, like either him to undergo some form of like character growth or change, or to be like struck down by God, like just him to get shot, or even, right? Like
even for them to like, I mean, I don't necessarily think this movie has to have an ending where he gets his comeuppance, but there isn't anything that even gives us any further insight into this character or the world that this character is in, because again, it's the same from minute 1 as it is at minute 120, where it's, we did not learn anything new about the world. We didn't learn anything new about... I'm doing the Monster of the Week end of session questions. Did you learn something new and important about the world? Did you learn something new and important about the hunters? Did you save someone from certain death or worse? And did you conclude the current mystery? The answer is no. Jake Gyllenhaal would not get any experience points for this session. But so like, it's not like
I'd give him
end,
1.
There's like,
I'd be like, yeah, I mean, well, you did kind of witness a murder, so it's kind of like experienced by proxy.
But like the fact is, there's nothing surprising that happens in this movie. I think if you don't see the Riz Ahmed thing coming, then like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, think 30 seconds ahead. But there's nothing satisfying about the ending. And it's not even like that it's an unsatisfying, like, bleak ending. It's just like, well, kind of, it's a watchable movie, but it doesn't.
Oh, yeah. It moves.
Let me ask you this.
I mean, the 2 hours, it moves. Like, I keep bringing up the 20 minutes because I paused it there and, like, I got up and, like, walked around and stuff because I was literally, like, upset at, like, what was about to happen. But, like, it didn't feel like that, right? Like, I thought that we still had, like, decent chunk of time left in the movie.
There is still time.
Like, oh, God. Yeah, there is still time. But there fucking wasn't. It was the end of the movie, and I was like, oh, okay, well, this sucks.
Let me ask you this. I don't necessarily... I think that a common interpretation of this movie is probably like, well, this is a satire about capitalism, right? About, like... this guy is just like, it's a dog-eat-dog world. This guy's like the perfect capitalist because he's willing to be, sociopathic, basically. He's like a machine, right? And is able to manipulate and get what he wants for profit, and the system rewards him. I'm not saying I necessarily believe that, but I think that's a natural kind of reading, especially when you're talking about like post-2008, crisis, financial crisis kind of stuff. Like what was going on, like emergence of like Uber and DoorDash and those types of things too. Like, I don't know, what do you think of that?
I think it's less that he's like the perfect capitalist. I mean, because
perfect worker, whatever.
Perfect worker, whatever. Yeah. I mean, I think it points just a lot to like, I don't know, I guess I'll say like toxic masculinity or like the male power fantasy, especially because he's like, he didn't go to work for the other guy, the dude who you were freaking out about. Joe Loader.
Bill Paxton.
Bill Paxton.
Joe Loader. Joe Loader, great name. That's my drag name for sure.
That's a good fucking name. Yeah. But like Joe Loader, like he doesn't join him. Like that's the thing. Like if he was really just trying to make money, he would have just joined the guy, right? Like he would have swallowed his pride and joined the guy. End of the day. And I feel like the movie could have gone like his reasons for denying that, at least in my eyes, were because A, he wanted the power over Nina, B, he didn't want to be under someone else's power, and C, he had like a specific vision for like how he wanted his takes to look, and like, you know, like like what he wanted to shoot, essentially, right?
It's all about control for him. He doesn't really he doesn't actually find prestige. Like I don't think that this character even necessarily is like getting off to the violence in like a personal way. It's just like, oh, he's made that like neural link of like violence equals money and prestige, like, and that's what he wants. The violence itself is not, you know, he's not getting like off on it.
No. And I don't even know if it's like the violence as much as it is like the shot composition behind the violence, right? Right.
It makes a good story, right?
Yes. Yeah. Because like like everything that he's filming, and like when he like, you know, doctors up the scenes a little bit, you know, like the scene of the crime a little bit, like all of those are just to like paint like a little bit better of a story, right? And it's like, does it work? Yeah, sure. And you know, last week, it's funny because last week we were talking about like obsession, devotion to a craft, right? And he's definitely doing that in like a weird, neurotic, psychotic way that like just completely ignores like other people, and like, you know, I mean, but I feel like like you said, they don't commit to like the character study or satire, so like we don't really get too deep into that, and like what his relationship and like where the satisfaction exactly comes from in these things, right? You're
left to like read into it, and the reading that they give you is like very boring. I mean, I could see calling him, but then like on the satire side of it, I could see calling him like the perfect product of capitalism. Sure,
but like I mean, like, he's like, oh, like, I have to make it myself, like, I'm willing to step over anyone in order to, like, get what I want to do it, and it's like, okay, well, sure, fine, cool, but that's not, like, I don't think that's, like, a perfect building block towards capitalism. I think it's a perfect, it's a termite, right? Like, it's like, sure. Of course, it loves living within capitalism. It loves living within the wooden house, but, like, it's not building the wooden house. It's not contributing to the wooden house, right?
Yeah. This movie, like, it's so cynical in the same way that Seven is. And I think specifically the way, I don't think that this movie has aged well. First of all, like, the idea of, like, gore being shocking anymore. I hate to say that. Like, that sounds really insensitive. And I think it is still shocking, but, like, it's not nearly as taboo or like unheard of to see extremely violent images of like like, you know, like immediate environs anymore. Like that's not like it's rare still, but like not totally crazy. You know,
which is kind of interesting because it means that like social standards have shifted so much in just 10 years since this movie came out that it's like it's become one of those like, you know, how's the water, what water type situation.
Stop saying that. You have said that like 4 times in 2 episodes. Why? I just know that is going around on Twitter right now just because you've said it like 3 times in the last week. Like I can tell that's just like the catchphrase. That's the catchphrase is like, oh, what's in the water? Fuck off. Get offline. Go film a murder. Like,
that's not really going around on Twitter. It's going around on me. That's what because I don't know. I love that comic. Okay. It's so funny. But it is true though, right? Like
it's a comic. Yeah, see, this is what I mean. It's fish. So it came.
It's fish talking to each other. Yeah. Yes, it did come from somewhere.
I've not seen this.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine. But yeah, it's like I don't know. I remember growing up, I hated seeing that stuff on TV, and like my mom would always turn on the television to watch like the 6 o'clock news, and I'm like, why are you watching this? Like. And she would get, like, upset about it. And she'd be like, oh, I hate watching the news. I'm like, why fucking turn it on, bro? She's like, well, I gotta know what's happening. And it's like, this isn't, like, really happening. Right? Like, it's like, I don't know.
But you're gonna be mad, but that's exactly the argument you've given me about Twitter. Like, where I'm like, why are you... You're like, because I'm afraid of missing something. Like, basically.
I know, yeah.
And that's the same... Yeah. So
it's the same impulse. It is the exact same impulse, I know. I mean... This is more from a fear-mongering, like, I don't want to be, like, kidnapped in the parking lot point of view, versus Twitter is just like, well, I mean, it's just where I get, like, information from, news, you know.
Which is fucking crazy. But anyway, like, Twitter is full of Lou Blooms at this point. Twitter is like they battled the bot off of Lou Bloom. Fucking Dude, Elon Musk is Lou Bloom. Yeah.
If Twitter did not have Lou Blooms, then I would not know about, like, I don't know, the what is it, the Clearfield 50? Do you hear about that?
Not by that name. What is the are you talking about the they like vandalized an ICE detention center? Is that what you're talking about? The people they or that the court just like ordered to jail?
Yeah. The courts kind of swept up a lot of people in with that. There were I think like 2 or 3 people who really committed anything, but one person got 30 years in jail for moving anarchist documents. Like, that's the official charge. They had paper in their car that they were driving around.
Sure.
What the fuck are we doing here, bro? Yeah. That's crazy. And there's something like 50 people currently detained, and I think like 10 of them have been sentenced. Like, all like above 30-year sentences. None. I think 2 maybe violent crimes, if that. But it's like,
bro, they talk about that on NPR, just so you know. Like, if you're ever wanting to, like, you want to get into
yes,
information streams.
It's probably in my bookmarks. There's probably the NPR link in my bookmarks. Like, yeah, sure. It's
just saying, you could cut out the shitty middleman, and instead of finding the little flecks of gold in the shit that you're drinking.
The shitty middleman is random people. I think your feed is what you make of it, you know?
Okay. Yeah. I think you're out of control of your feed at this point.
All right.
Your feed cannot be. Anyway, regardless.
I just think you think it's like a right-wing fucking, like, I don't know.
It is. It absolutely is, Ricky. Like, it's totally, like, the fact, like Twitter is run by a dude who allows Nazis and fucking child porn and unfettered AI bullshit. And, like, you think that you can just, like, curate the algorithm specific to you. You can't inoculate yourself against it. Everybody is in the same slop. Like, they're all coagulating in the same mess. Even if you particularly curate your feed, those people are not all curating their feeds as well as you might be. They're all still being pushed to that stuff. It's all the same. It's like you're still in the shit soup. Okay. I just please be honest. Like, that you just would rather, you're so addicted to posting and seeing posts that you're fine with it. Like,
yeah. You know. I mean, I don't even like posting. I just, right. Just like reading what's going on.
You scroll.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. You could read what's going on elsewhere.
It's not as fun.
Okay. Regardless, this movie is extremely anti-journalist. Like, there's no way of, like, especially with the interceding 10 or 12 years since this movie was made, like, the news environment, obviously, like, setting this in, like, the local news context doesn't really jive anymore because people don't watch local news as much. But it just feels so, like, unnecessarily vicious, because the problem is not like that journalists were too like salacious for violence. Like, that is not, like, that's just not how it's panned out, in society. So it feels like really like unnecessarily hostile to like journalism as a profession.
Lou would be like the modern day version of this is like the Kick streamer, right? Where, like,
sure, yeah,
it's like, oh, okay, like, no rules streaming, and they're just getting closer and closer to like someone dying on stream, right?
Yeah,
and then like when it happens, they're like, well, this was like a horrible tragedy, but I guess we get paid a lot of money because a lot of people tuned in. It's like, all right, it's just like, it's gross, But I mean,
I
feel like it's pointing to the same like relationship between, I mean, like, media or capitalist media and like the I don't know what to call it, the like blood hungry, like, I don't know, the more animalistic senses of people, which, I mean, I think everybody at some points in time, like, I like watching UFC every now and again. It's fucking fun, it's cool to watch people beat the fuck out of each other. People like to see some violence every now and again, but it's not like, I don't know.
It almost feels like such a, like, it's not the issue of the time right now. Like, it does not feel like the spectacle of violence is like really one of, like, even the top 25 most important things going on right now. And so it's really hard to, like, if you're just talking about like broad sweeping like moral problems, in society, like, it's really hard to see this have this like very vicious takedown of like local news journalism and being like, stick it to the, like, it's so hollow.
Which, I mean, to be fair though, like, and especially like the last few years, like since COVID, I'll say, like, a big thing that I always heard from like a lot of my family members was like, oh, like, my older family in particular, like aunts and uncles, it's like, oh, like the city's so horrible, like don't even go into the city now, like you'll die, like driving
There's
through
a guy there who will kill all of your dogs.
yeah.
I can't let go of that bit.
But like every time I've talked to them about it, I'm like, all right, but like crime rates are like actually down, right? Like the actual numbers are less than they were.
50-year low.
Yeah. And like I do think that a lot of that just comes from like having their brains like broken by this sort of like by like the local news stuff like constantly throughout the years, where they're just like, you get this constant breakdown of like, oh, like people are breaking into homes and they're, you know, like fucking shooting people with shotguns and shit.
Like,
you know?
It's just weird though, because like I don't watch the news, but I go to my local news websites and like curate the local news. Like I have 3 or 4 that I visit every day, in addition to, you know, like whatever I just mentioned, like NPR a few minutes ago. And it's like, local news does not come across that way, really. Most of local news is like traffic, weird municipal shit, like they're passing, you know, they're doing this with taxes or that with utilities or whatever. And then like, they'll talk about like an accident or something. Now, granted, I don't live in like a major city, so maybe, but I do live in like or near a metropolitan area that does have crime and, you know, some pretty serious crime. And even that is not pushed in that way. And so like, I don't know. It just, I'm like, where is the, if it bleeds, it leads of it? Like, I don't see it.
I think
things have changed, but
I think a lot of it's changed. And I do think that like violence and crime was a lot more sensationalized, like back in like the early 2000s, 2010s, you know, and, like, I do think that like after the 2008, you know, crash, like people would tune in just to like see and make sure that like other people were having like shitty lives too in some ways, you know. they like I mean, maybe that sounds like wrong or bad, but like I
kind of wonder if like true crime like media is filling that like that audience. You know what I mean? Like where, you know, where the people are not necessarily going to news for that, they're going to podcasts and documentaries on Netflix and shit like that are, you know what I mean, that kind of like are giving that like whatever that need to like look at violence is.
And they give more voice to the victims there too. Like, I mean, it's all kind of like fear mongering of like different, you know, strains, right?
Yeah. I don't know, but it is just strange. Like when, because 2014 was Michael Brown, right? And Trayvon Martin was 2010, or was it earlier? I'm just thinking of like big Martin crime in the news. Wow. It might have been earlier. I'm trying, because I was in like, he was my age. I remember when like he was 2012. So yeah, 2012. So like I was 2 years before this. I'm trying to.
I do think that this movie was probably right at the end of like when you could have made this and it would have made sense, right?
Sure. Just my point being like, I'm trying to think of like what were like the big, like other than shootings, what were like the big violent like news stories? And obviously this is about in a local context, but like, you know, I feel like it feels almost like tone deaf to like not even pick up on the fact that like, oh, actually a lot of the like new, like I remember hearing about both of those on like local news, those like whatever racist shootings, you know.
The big one before those would be Casey Anthony, no? That was the big one I remember growing up.
Yeah, like 2005, right? Was Casey Anthony? So
I just remember it went on for like months. Like just the way they drew out that trial and the way that like so many news stations were reporting on it to the point where I thought that it was like something that would like affect my life personally, and they're like, nope. Like, it's in Florida, Rick. And I was like, why? Like, why are we here? Why are we watching this? Yeah.
It is kind of, well, it's weird that this movie is focused again on like urban crime creeping into the suburbs as a narrative when there were all of these like racial tensions, to put it mildly, like actually happening in the news in the preceding years. Feels weird to like focus on that as like a joke almost. It's a strange angle to take.
It's a really poor satire. Like for what it's going for. And unfitting for its time. Like
it's weird. What do you think about Jake Gyllenhaal? People like jerk off to this performance of his. What do you think of this?
I haven't seen him in anything else. I don't know if this is just like how
Yes, you have. He delivers the line. He says it. He says the name of the mountain. He says it. We're still in Pride Month.
We got them all.
We could have had it real good
right.
in Pride Month if you were just acknowledged.
You're right. I really loved him in Brokeback Mountain, actually.
Even though Heath Ledger just like runs circles around him, you're right. He is likable. Like he's good.
He plays that great. It's kind of crazy actually thinking about that. Putting that performance against this. You saw him in
Zodiac too, right? You've seen Zodiac.
Oh, Zodiac. True.
Yeah,
he did well there too.
He's good in Zodiac. Yeah. Kind of playing like a split the difference between those other two, between this movie and Brokeback Mountain. Like he's still kind of a little freak, but he's more reined in.
Yeah, he also can like maybe relate to human beings.
Yeah.
I mean, this performance in particular, I don't know. Yeah, he's doing good. Yeah, I think he's playing the character well. I think, like we talked about, the character could be more interesting. It's not like, because it's, like we said, not strictly a character study, so it doesn't get like enough into him for it to be like amazing. It's definitely not a bad performance. I don't know. I wouldn't like I wouldn't freak out about it or anything. I'm not like gonna break an arm jerking him off, but it's like it's
good. Oh no.
Oh my god, it kept recording? There's no way.
Hey.
That was my laptop dying. It kept recording.
Wow, crazy. Okay,
cool. Yeah, I don't know.
Save. Should we pause and save right now? I'm like terrified.
What time are you at? What time are you at right now?
Well, people think he should have been nominated for this movie. This movie was nominated for Best Screenplay. Well, let me put it to you this way. What? Let me read you the list. I don't know how many of these movies you've seen, but let me read you the list of like Best Actor in a Leading Role. Michael Keaton in Birdman, which we have to talk about Digger. We've got to get there.
I like that. I know you didn't like that. I like that.
Benedict Cumberbatch in The Imitation Game. Bradley Cooper in American Sniper. Steve Carell in Foxcatcher. And Eddie Redmayne in The Theory of Everything, who won. That's a weak year.
Interesting.
So maybe Gyllenhaal deserves to be in there. I would swap him in for Bradley Cooper, probably. Or maybe Steve Carell. That's a tough year. I don't even know who I would put ahead. This was Julianne Moore's winning year. That's so sad. She didn't have a better... she didn't have a better list to go up against. But yeah, so maybe I might put him in. But either way, yeah, I'm not super impressed. It's fine.
Yeah.
It feels so derivative. It doesn't, like you said, it just feels like Joker. It feels like a million guys that we've seen do this type of like screaming into the mirror thing, Taxi Driver.
And it's not particularly compelling compared to any of them, right? Like, it's not...
It's almost just that he's, like, looks so different than he normally does. That's, like, 90% of it. But, like, that doesn't...
It is, yeah. But it's also, like with the whole, like, screaming in the mirror, like, him, like, smashing the mirror, that sort of stuff. It's like, okay, cool, but, like, they don't play around with this idea of, like, repression or anything, right? It's just, like, like, when he's outside, he's this, like, perfectly cool, controlled, like... sociopath, and then he's also like violent off the wall. It's like, okay, I don't know.
Yeah,
it doesn't feel very organic in many ways, and like I think that'd be fine if that's what you're going for, but like it doesn't feel like that's exactly what they were.
That's
going
what
for.
this movie's like. It can't decide what it wants to be, and so it ends up just feeling kind of like watchable, forgettable, nothing. You know who's not forgettable in this movie though? You know who's great in this movie is Bill Paxton. We gotta talk about Bill Paxton.
Bill Paxton.
Yes.
Yeah, Joe Loader.
Joe Loader himself, Great name. Bill Paxton, I don't know, he's in Titanic. I know I made a joke about Titanic earlier. He is in Titanic. He's he's like the lead expeditionist in the bookend pieces or like wraparound stuff in Titanic, the like present day. You've seen Titanic, right? We've talked about this.
I think so, yeah.
Fuck, we gotta watch Titanic for this show, if not. He's in Twister.
I almost definitely have, but like I don't really remember.
He's in Aliens. He's the one who's like game over, man. In Aliens, he's in a ton of shit.
Oh,
he's in a ton of movies.
Yeah.
He's great. He gone too soon. He is
game over, man.
A fucking star. He is a movie star, and I think Jake Gyllenhaal maybe not a movie star, just because like I don't know. I don't necessarily find Jake Gyllenhaal like insanely compelling to watch on screen, even when he's doing.
He's not compelling. I was gonna say,
but like when Bill Paxton comes on, you're like, Give me more of this guy. I want to see more of what this guy's fucking deal is. He says brah like 7 times.
He's doing something though,
Yeah.
right? Like it feels like he's going for something, and like it feels weird. Like I don't want to say it's like weird, wacky, zany, but it's a directed performance, right? Like it feels like, oh, okay, like I'm getting something here.
Meanwhile, like Jake Gyllenhaal's whole thing in this is just that he doesn't blink. I feel like that's all. Like his goal is to read. Like he's almost like doing AI voice before AI voice was a thing, and he doesn't blink in the movie like that. Like he blinks like maybe like 10 times in the whole thing. So it's just like that's not. I don't know. It's very mannered versus like Bill Paxton. He's like really doing a whole body like going for it, like you're saying. It's better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he feels like a real person. He feels like a fucking like character human being. You know. Yeah. Speaking of, what did you feel about Rick as a character?
Definitely like audience surrogate. You know, kind of almost a little bit too clean and neat. Like I get that he's a little rough around the edges, but like the fact that he's like literally homeless and doesn't have a job and is kind of, and you know, has hay fever or whatever. It feels like we're putting a hat on a hat with it. Like but like he is empathetic. Like you do sympathize with him, but at some point you're like, okay, dude, like why haven't you left 5 times ago? Like five nights ago you should have left.
Yeah.
It becomes harder to, you know.
5 nights you should have gone to Freddy's.
Yeah.
Had stayed there.
Yeah. It would have been a better job than this. You would have probably done.
Yeah.
You would have got out alive.
This will sound dumb.
You're like, his name's Ricky, and I don't like that. I don't like that his name is Rick, and my name is Rick, so there can only be one.
In the classic Paul Blart Mall Cop.
Oh my god.
Paul Blart.
I wish the
Mall
audio
Cop.
had gotten lost a minute ago, so that we didn't even have to. We wouldn't have gotten to this point.
Well, no, but he recruits like I don't know, like an ethnic dude, tech dude
like
to like help
Asian
him. Southeast Asian, like tech bro to help him, yada yada. I was like, okay. And I felt like they were gonna do something like that similar here, but it's like also he's a burnout in LA. It's like, all right, well, either your parent, like you're in LA, either your parents are rich or like,
no, there's definitely
like you're
they're
trying to struggle by as an actor.
No, there's
like,
poor. There's just like regular poor people who live in LA. Like there's that's not true. There's definitely like just like tons. Like LA's a huge city.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it is. That's true. Yeah, I'm being too reductionist with this, but still, I was like, bro, I don't know, man. I feel like he felt kind of shoehorned as a character, and a lot of the movie, it felt like he was only there because it would be unbelievable that, like, Lou would be able to record and drive at the same time in, like, the way that he's doing things. And, like, I was like, okay, whatever. And then, like, for him to die at the end, and the way he does, I was like, okay, well, like, it kind of feels like he's just in here for this at the end. And,
well,
like,
he's the audience surrogate, right? He's the one who, like, is going to be like, what the fuck are you doing? How are you doing this? Explain how you're doing it.
He, like, only does that a little bit at the end, right? Like, before, he's just kind of, like,
some of it.
Whatever, I mean, driving him around.
A little bit.
Voice of reason a little bit, I guess, with the Joe Loader accident. But...
And, like, when they go to the one car wreck where he moves the bodies and stuff, there's a little bit of, like, there's more.
Well, he's not there. He's not there at the one where he first moves the body.
No, I'm thinking of when he's in the car at the murder scene. Like, again, he's there to bounce, like, just how crazy Lou is. And, like, also be, why would you put up with this? Because you're a burnout with no money. Like, it's just driving home that, like, capitalism is bad point. And, I don't disagree that I think it's, like, he's kind of a one-note character that you don't get a lot out of, but none of the characters in there are,
Especially with, like, the end, new employees, it's like, oh, okay, well, that's enough for me to be like, oh, yeah, capitalism is a hellscape, and he is going to drag more and more people into these, like, insane, chicanery, right? But, like, I don't know.
I find Riz Ahmed really watchable, so I don't have that. Like, I'm more forgiving. I think he brings, like, he's so young in this too. Like, he just seems like, I know he's probably like 30, but he seems so baby faced. He's been around for so long.
Yeah.
So it's like you see him and you're like, oh, well, get out of there, kid. Like, he's probably older than me.
Yeah, and that's, like, a lot of how I felt. And, like, he's great on screen, and like you talked about with like Bill Paxton is like definitely a star. Jake Gyllenhaal maybe not. Like Bill Paxton, very very watchable and like very compelling to see on screen.
Yeah.
And you know what? Like, you're not really getting a ton from Riz Ahmed, right? And still, I was like,
wait, he's got these big eyes, you know. He's got this like fucking baby doe thing, like
Yeah. I'm like, I still
like
kind
those
of
are people, man.
especially
like he said, like there's people in there who's gonna die.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, there are. Isn't that crazy? Get out of there, please.
And then like the earlier scenes where they're like hanging out in the car together, like just like listening to radio calls, like that's cool. It's fun. And it's like a connecting human moment, and it's like, oh, okay, so like I don't know.
Yeah.
I think some of the best parts of this film are like not Jake Gyllenhaal related, and then like he gets a couple of like cool kind of interesting things, but like the most interesting parts are like his wild shifts in personality, right? And that's not like very well fleshed out. So it's just kind of a lot falls flat. You know?
Yeah. I was just the fourth kind of like named character we get in Rene Russo's Nina character is she's given even less than him in a way. Like she has more screen time and like more dialogue, but at the same time her character is like even less fleshed out because her character is basically like desperate and willing to also be glib and like vicious, I guess, in the same way he is.
Yeah.
Like she's just like hit it better. It's just not as interesting.
I just think when she's first introduced, she has that very, like, professional and, like, in-control air, right. And then I don't like how quickly
they, like,
that
strip it
dynamic
away.
Between them shifts. Yeah. Especially because, like, well, I don't know. When he brings in the, like, the shooting the family, the triple homicide or whatever, right?
Horror house,
so,
remember. Of course it's called.
Horror house, yeah. Like her setting that all up, like that's cool. Like when she's like in the booth and like she's in there like working it, job. That's cool. Yeah. That's fun.
Yeah.
Very
Heat like.
Doesn't he interject like once or twice?
Which is funny because she's like they can't hear you, Lou. Like it puts him in his place in a way that like is very rare in this movie that he gets put in his place. It's nice. It's refreshing. Yeah,
and like I really expected more of that. Again, like
it's out of balance.
It's the whole retribution thing. Like I don't know. The movie just doesn't quite hit the mark.
You're such a moralist.
In so many ways.
You're like, if my movie doesn't end with the Hays Code intact, I don't want it. Like, I need the bad guy to get his comeuppance. I need violence to not go on. It's not even that.
It's just...
I know.
I just need, like, anything, against this guy. Right? Where it just feels like it's too, like, this psychopath, this fucking sociopath gets everything he wants, and he's just like
he's above it all.
I don't know, like mad confident or whatever.
Because that's just how society is. Because
that's just how society. You could look it all up online.
We got everybody.
It's so we got everybody, but it's again like with the performance he's giving, and like with the I just crawled out from under a rock, and like I am using the grease from my sweat that is like pooled here to like slick my hair back. It's like, all right, bro, like, okay, like, they let him in a studio and they let him like not take over, but like start exerting control. Sure,
do you think there's anything to the fact that the hubcap buyer, like metal purchaser in the beginning, who like buys the scrap metal, is the one who's like, no, we ain't hiring a fucking thief, versus like Rene Russo gets sucked in? Like, do you think that that's anything, or is it just like, why is he able to see through it and Bill Paxton is able to... Because Bill Paxton also turns him down for a job at first. It's like, we ain't hiring anybody. Like, but then, Rene Russo's, like, willing to give him a shot. Like, is that just, like, coincidence? Just, like, third time's the charm? Is it women are naive?
I think
I don't,
No, I don't think it's that. I mean, I think it's just drawing a line between, like, blue collar, white collar, essentially, right?
Which is almost
Bill
worse.
Paxton...
Women are bourgeoisie. We know that. So, like...
No, but, like Paxton, like, his switch up isn't until after he's expanding. Yeah. And then he's like, oh, shit, wait a second, like... I could use another fucking guy, right? Yeah. And he's like, and this guy is crazy. Like, this guy's getting up in there. I can send... Because, like, he talks of... Like Bill Paxton, again, why he's, like, a better character. He talks about how he doesn't like this shit. He's just doing it for the money. And he's like, dude, get out of here. Let people do their fucking jobs. Like, it's gross. It's demeaning. But, like, it pays well, right? And he's like, oh, this guy is fucking, making a name for himself. It's like... And he's willing to do the dirty shit. Fuck it. I'll send him in there with my nice equipment. I don't give a fuck, right? It's like... it's that immediate switch up from like, oh, like when he first sees him, he's like, oh, okay, this guy's like, because he comments like, oh, like very expensive camera, like you can afford all those cameras or whatever. He's like, okay, this guy is you know, broken than shit. He's just trying to like steal my shit. He's gonna pawn it all off, and then like I'll be out of van and all my shit. But once he sees that he's like is actually willing to put in the time to work, and he has like a professional relationship with at least a news studio, he's like, okay, he's not fucking around anymore. Sure, like I don't want to keep doing this. Makes sense, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I think the whole Nina thing is like, I do think she was at least like intrigued by him as like a person, where it's like, oh, like yeah, he doesn't really like it's new, right? Like, oh, he doesn't get these social cues, like he doesn't like understand what it's like in the business, but like he's got some talent, you know, and she like acknowledges that, and then I don't know, I just wish the pushback on him like fucking expanding his britches was a little bit more firm, direct, immediate, presentable. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I hear you. It's not satisfying. It's not emotionally satisfying or thematically or storytelling satisfying. So I feel you. Yeah. Do we have anything else to say about Nightcrawler?
Fun movie
from 2014. Good movie. Is that what you said?
Fun movie.
Oh, fun movie. Fun movie. I was like, good movie after all that. You think it's fun or good?
I might have said good movie. I don't know, but I mean, it's watchable, right? Yeah. Like it is fun.
Goes down easy. Yeah.
Goes down easy. Meh. Yeah, I wish I'd liked it more. I was expecting to like it a little bit more, especially like
I forgot how badly it would have aged.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. Like, dude, early on in the film, like when Nina's first giving him the rundown, he's walking through the
video
news
village
station. I was like, this is gonna be fun.
Yeah.
This is gonna be real, like, funny, cool. Even like up until he snips the guy's like steering or whatever, I was like, this is fucking cool. Like, this is crazy. This is gonna get out of control. And then I was like,
oh, it's not getting out of control.
I don't know. It did kind of get out of control, but I was like, yeah,
I feel you.
He still had too much control over the lack.
He was
of
unfortunately still in control. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, one last thing. Riz Ahmed, you know what he's in this year? Digger, which just had a shitty trailer drop yesterday. Did you watch that? I shared it in our group chat. Yeah.
I saw the share in the group chat. Unfortunate cropping on the word digger in the title, in the thumbnail.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
I didn't notice
because it cuts off the first letter, and it's like it's real. Like,
I swear,
all right, guys,
this movie.
What
like,
are we doing?
This movie
here
is doing it. Like they are doing it on purpose. I'm convinced. Like there's no other way.
I feel like they have to, right? Yeah. Like there has to be some awareness.
Yeah.
Someone in the boardroom has to be like, guys. Yeah. You know, anyone else? Any seers in the chat?
Yeah.
Anyone noticing?
Anyone who knows? Does anyone know?
Yeah.
The full-length trailer comes out on July 13th, so I'm assuming that they're putting that in front of the Odyssey in theaters, like they're going to put the trailer in front of that movie, which means I will get to see, hopefully, this trailer and the reveal of what Jesse Plemons looks like in this movie on a big screen IMAX in front of the Odyssey, and that will be worth the price of admission. Yeah. We'll see, though.
Yeah, that'll be an odd use.
He's like sixth build in this movie, so I'm sure he's in like 5 seconds of it. You know, but whatever.
Yeah, he'll be on screen in the trailer.
It looks bad, dog. It looks so terrible. Like this movie just looks so fucking annoying. They tried to get me to, because with the trailer that they released yesterday, they put fucking Money for Nothing by Dire Straits in it, and I was like, you can't get me with this. You can't fucking fool me. You won't bait me with this. With putting it's not enough that Plemons is in it. You got to also put the fucking Dire Straits song in. No. One of 2 songs where they will say the word faggot in a grocery store. They will just play that song completely uncensored.
What's the other one?
Holiday by Green Day. One time during Pride Month, like 2 years ago, I was in the grocery store and they played Holiday, and he says the F slur, and I like stopped cold in the aisle. I was like, I can't believe they said that. They're allowed. Like they censored that when I was a kid. But I guess not. In the grocery.
That's fine. Like anyone listening to our Beyond the Sea episode. Check out our Beyond the Sea episode.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. All right. Next week, I'm going.
Gotta plug when you can, bro.
I'm going in a direction here.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm taking us on a journey. Even though I really want to watch Grizzly Man.
Is it away from Nightcrawler? Thank God.
Yeah, it is away from Nightcrawler. I really want to watch Grizzly
You said you really want to watch one?
Grizzly Man. But we're not watching Grizzly Man.
Mm.
I'm gonna let that one simmer. It's gonna be I'm holding my load. I'm edging. Someday in the future we will watch Grizzly Man. But
okay. You're looking pretty grisly, man.
Yeah. You joke. You won't be fucking laughing after you watch that movie, okay? You won't be laughing. No.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Next week, we want to watch Sweet and Lowdown from 1999, directed by Woody Allen. Our first Woody Allen movie.
Oh, what?
I
Isn't he a bad guy?
Yeah, I mean, that's not stopping us. We just fucking made jokes about Kevin Spacey 30 seconds ago. But
that's true.
You know, this is one of the few Woody Allen movies that does not seem to be about his fetishes. So I want to give this a chance. I figure it's, he's a really prolific director. I've seen one movie of his, of the like literal 100 fucking movies that he's directed in the last 60 years. I figure it's worth it for us to like cover something from his oeuvre. I wanted to do something that wasn't necessarily like one of the big ones like Annie Hall. So Sweet and Lowdown, it seems okay. Seems to have okay reviews. Does not seem to have any weird shit in it, that I can tell. So I figured this might be a nice entry to Woody Allen. But yes, he is a shitty fucking freaky guy. We do not stan, but he has a huge filmography, so worth kind of seeing. If we like his style, then maybe we hit some of the bigger ones. If not, down the line, then if not, whatever, we did one.
Yeah.
So,
cool.
Okay, sweet. Could you do Nightcrawler? I'm trying to think like Michael Clayton, Dan Gilroy connection. There's nothing there.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah. I wish we had shit to plug.
I don't know.
We should if only we had shit to plug, we wouldn't have to struggle to end our episodes like this. We could just be like, okay, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Letterboxd. Whatever.
All right. Okay. I'll make a Blue Sky.
We already have a Blue Sky. We have a Blue Sky.
Follow us on Blue Sky.
The Blue Sky that you did not make. Yeah.
I know.
Follow us on Steam. I don't know.
Oh yeah, follow us on Steam. Dicko
Oh my God. As if Dicko Dudio is not enough for them to find you. They don't need the last number, which guess what? They could probably guess it's one of two.
Michael Clayton. Michael Clayton.